All right, folks, we're back. Literally one of the most insane weeks in daily fantasy sports. Multiple players getting 40. Hope you had Kyle Pitts, Trevor Lawrence on your best ball teams. Hope you didn't do what Nate and Whirling Dervish did in cash games on DraftKings.com, because these guys showed up with some bullshit, and we are going to get into that bullshit. Guys, we are 2 weeks away, I guess 2.5 weeks away from Cash Game Week with the Cash Game King himself, Peter Overzet. So I hope everyone watching and listening is very ready for that. Let's just start here. I'd actually like to do a slightly different direction. Sammy, you didn't play CJ Stroud in cash. You instead chose, you thought it was so important to get Jackson Dart. What's this about? This is one of the least explicable things I've ever seen. What are we doing?
I mean, rewind the goddamn tape, my friend. Like, what was it, last week when Stroud was chalky quarterback? I was like, nah, dude, I ain't playing CJ Stroud because I know ball. And who did I play? I played like Brissett, did something sharp like that. Look, CJ Stroud he's ass, man. He stinks. And I did not want to play CJ Stroud. He ended up having a good game. Good for him. That's great. You know, he found Nico Collins with nobody guarding him. Got a trash touchdown to Nico Collins at the end. That's great. Hit his 99th percentile in yardage at 260. Good for him. I wanted to play a guy who's actually good at fantasy scoring, Jackson Dart. And
but the Giants have just given up on the season. Like, he got so lucky to get these points. Dart is not running. They're like super negative PR. He did end up running in this game. They've been super low in PROE, but look at the concession you had to make. Nate, this guy faded 14 Harold Fannin Jr. targets. He just looked at Harold Fannin Jr. getting 14 targets and said, nah, I'm good. Don't need it. 14 targets for 4,000. Not me, buddy. Don't need it.
Nope.
I can't fathom. I'm surprised you didn't go to Mariota.
I thought about it.
I thought that's what you would do. I thought that would have been the sharp move. But
considered it. Yeah.
Let me tell you what. I didn't consider Marcus fucking Mariota for 1 second. I have learned my lesson on Marcus Mariota. Like, the whole
obviously I wasn't playing
structure.
Yeah, obviously I wasn't playing Mariota and JCM like in the same lineup. That wasn't happening. But you know, I was willing, if Harold Fannin, if the tight end of the Cleveland Browns, excuse me, was gonna X me, I can deal with that. Okay, and he didn't X me, like, because
but he very well could have. He was going up against the Bears defense, which, as someone who's watched every single minute of their games this year, they are awful. The Bears defense is terrible. And Harold Fannin, the only reason he's been kept in check all year is because of Njoku. And with Njoku being out and Shadur, who is actually able to, actually willing to throw the ball downfield, this was a blow-up spot for him at 4K. He was the easiest tight end play of the day. And you faded the best tight end play. It's inexplicable.
Wait, give me the LeBron gif. I mean,
I mean, honestly, the fact that you had this shitty of a team when you actually were smart enough to play Jacory Croskey-Merritt is fucking crazy, dude.
Okay, well,
crazy.
Smart enough to play. Yeah, because who doesn't want to play a guy that the team doesn't want to play? Literally, this team has done anything to show that they don't want to play.
Okay, we're not getting into Jacory Croskey-Merritt yet, because I've got a whole fucking. Buddy, I'm ready. Trust me, I'm ready to get on your ass about not playing Jacory Croskey-Merritt. I'd actually like to.
When you got to play a guy who's been benched 4 times, you got to.
You know what? Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and give this to you guys right now. Are you guys stupid? Christian McCaffrey was he was a good play, but you did not have to bend your lineup around this guy who came in questionable with leg injury. It was the most rushes in a game that Brian Robinson Jr. has had all year. Why did you guys think that McCaffrey was I'm not saying he was a bad play, but once we got Bill, why did you feel you got to play McCaffrey in this spot?
Once we got Bill, it opened up the whole thing. And it
did open up the whole thing.
You realize that Bill wasn't even the starting running back? It was Jeremy McNichols. You're playing a guy who can't beat out Jeremy McNichols.
That's what they did.
That Sammy could beat out Jeremy McNichols. Jeremy McNichols has literally been around the league, preseason all-star, and not been able to perform at the NFL level. And then they get him, JCM, and they're benching him behind McNichols all year.
This is what they do.
They don't want to play him.
See,
you ready for the ball? You're ready to
Chris
to
Rodriguez.
drop the ball knowledge on
Chris
Nate?
Rodriguez. That's the
This
guy
is why-
who's like, oh man, we got to get him in because Chris Rodriguez is out. Now he's available. Now he's gonna make his pay. Like, come on. He can't beat out Chris Rodriguez.
Nate, this is why you got to watch the games, because what they do with they did this all year. Even when Bill was scoring 25 fantasy points, they did this. He never plays on the first drive of the game. There's always going to be McNichols on the first drive of the game. Even when Chris Rodriguez was inactive, it was still Jeremy McNichols on the first drive of the game. I'm intimately familiar with Jeremy McNichols, great player at Boise State. He's been in the NFL for 8 years. He was on the Buccaneers. I called him McWeapon. So you don't even know that he was McWeapon.
Yeah, future. He's the original Ashton Genty.
This was the most obvious spot to play the injury replacement running back in the history of football. I played JCM on every team. He was a free 10 to 15 points on every lineup. He was better than any tight end play, way better than Theo. Maybe he wasn't better than Fannin. He was better than Barner. He was better than Andrews. He's better than any. There was one other
$1,000 more than Barner. So you had to fade someone named Christian McCaffrey, the best running back that we've seen in the past 15 years for JCM. So
or you could just play both of them and just fade Harold Fannin, because who gives a shit? Because Harold Fannin is Shador Sanders.
Nate, Sammy, fading Harold Fannin is. I'm trying to decide what's worse. I'm trying to decide if fading Fannin or JCM is worth it. They both seem pretty bad to me. Come on, guys. You did not.
But that's the point. You had to fade somebody.
So I faded the 30-year-old running back who popped up on Saturday with a fucking back injury.
Yeah. And he got. I mean, you're just lucky McCaffrey didn't bury you, bro. Like,
you are like.
I'm lucky. I'm lucky he buried me. Amon-Ra St. Brown scored 45 points. I'm lucky, bro. I'm lucky. I'm not really feeling that lucky, brother. Not really feeling that lucky when Amon-Ra St. Brown scored 44 points, the highest scoring skill position player of the slate. Not feeling that lucky.
All right, it's an L.
Okay. So this right here was the Run the Sims opto with McCaffrey excluded. So it's CJ Stroud, Woody Marks, Jacory Croskey-Merritt, Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, St. Brown, Fannin, Theo Johnson, and the Chargers defense. I played the second opto because I liked the Saints better next as well. Now, obviously, I think Jacory Croskey-Merritt is a good runner. I don't think he's a good running back because he's obviously terrible at pass protection and he's terrible at catching. They don't throw the ball to him at all. So clearly he can bust with 14 rushes for 63 yards. But it was really not
a bust. That's his median expectation. A bust would be somebody who underperforms. When that's your expectation because you can't catch passes, that's not a bust. That's that's 50% of the time for him.
See, I can tell guys like Bates68 are not good at cash games because they don't understand that it's a little bit more of an art. And what you have to realize is that you can't have it all. I would have loved to have played Christian McCaffrey, but every permutation I looked at with Jacory Croskey-Merritt over Theo Johnson at flex, I guess, would it have worked with the Raiders defense?
Barner gives you more expected points than Merritt. I don't understand. He's $1,000 cheaper, and you get
every site had Jacory Croskey-Merritt for 5 to 8 more points. So that seems insane. Barner is a fucking timeshare tight end on a team that never throws the ball.
Well, didn't you know Elijah Arroyo is hurt, man? It's gonna Elijah Arroyo's been getting 1 target a game. It's gonna open it all up for Barner. It's such a great play. You motherfuckers don't understand. Fading any tight end that's 3K to 4K is never a mistake. Ever.
Well, it is when they are going to get 14 targets. When I'm fading, what is Barner's best case? 4 for 48 and he scores twice?
Yeah, if he gets a tush push touchdown.
Yeah. So
all
this
I'm
was
expecting out of Barner is eight to 9 expected DraftKings points. If I get 8 to 9 expected DraftKings points from a punt tight end at that,
well,
flex
that
position,
is that is so much worse than that is so much worse than JCM's projection. Like
that's
so
exactly
much
what I would expect JCM for, because if he doesn't get a touchdown, you're only hoping for 14 for 80 for him. You're only
hoping for the bonus, which he was 4 yards shy of. Nate,
he was 4 yards away from, and he fucking scored a touchdown. This was the ETR op though. Stroud, Marks, Croskey-Merritt. It was the same as the Run the Sims. Stroud, Marks, JCM, Chase, Puka.
That had to be excluding CMC. You're doing something on these optimals. There's no way CMC was not in these optimals.
Maybe I did exclude him. No. No, look, he's right there. He's in the third one. The third one is what some people played: Stroud, Marks, McCaffrey, Tinsley, Puka, Adams, Fannin, Theo Johnson, and paying up for the Seahawks defense. So I did not exclude him.
I just cannot believe you got this excited about playing JCM when the team is so
it's not about JCM. It's about getting a $5,500 player's points for $4,400. I would have played if Jacory Croskey-Merritt was ruled out. I would have played Chris Rodriguez, because you take 2 players worth of carries and you put it in one guy that generally is going to be very good. Like, we've all made these plays. This is like, we all played Rico Dowdle the week he was 4,300. We all played. You guys remember? This is a long time ago. This is going well into Gilcast history. Do you remember Dwayne Washington week 18 for the Saints? Yeah. And he literally got 18 carries for 100 yards. He got the lowest amount of points you could get with getting the bonus. He got 13 points exactly. It's the
Great
same
day.
thing.
Great day.
Honestly, JCM is like playing these shitty touchdowns that are these shitty tight ends that Nate likes to play. But
Except it was 4,400, and then you had to fade Christian McCaffrey to do it.
I mean,
you did not, Nate. You did not.
The 2v2 of Jacory Croskey-Merritt and St. Brown versus Christian McCaffrey and AJ Barner, that feels pretty, like, even if you give Christian McCaffrey no injury doc at all, that still feels pretty fucking close.
No, CMC has been averaging like 24 expected DraftKings points per game. That is it breaks models. It's not. He is so far and above what other running backs can get you. Like,
all right, St. Brown for 20.98, Christian McCaffrey for 23.5, Jacory Croskey-Merritt for 12.47, and AJ Barner for 8.53. That is
so it's like even. It's a point.
It's like
in
the
CMC
same.
side.
It's like the same thing. That is
but
Barner
Barner quite clearly has the lowest floor of any of the players involved.
Correct. AJ Barner cannot have a reception in a game. The Seahawks win, and it's like like
easily.
AJ Barner.
I think
for 27,
Sam Darnold had like
30.
four completions at halftime, man. Like,
oh, totally. I'm not saying that AJ Barner is a great play by any means, shape, or form. What I'm saying is that the CMC side is a better deal, and JCM does not, like, JCM's range of outcomes is not like what you're making it sound like. It's
well, and the other thing is
like an 80 percentile outcome for him.
I'm not. Well, okay, I disagree because that's
yeah.
insane.
I'm just over here stacking W's because I played McCaffrey and JCM, who are both great plays. All I had to do was not play.
You didn't was bad. You faded Fannin.
Yeah, Sammy, your team was bad too.
I'm really mad that Davis got away with it.
2 whole testicles. Because at some point you have to, when you're playing cash, you got to decide, I'm fading something, right? You can't have everything, to your point. So what is it? Should I fade the all-world running back who like has all the goal line work and all the expected points and is like 5th in the NFL in total receptions? No. Or should I fade JCM, who, to your point, for 4,400 is a $5,500 player who's going to get goal line work, et cetera, against a bad defense? No. Or should I just fade a mid-level tight end who's like going to get a few more targets than other tight ends? Yes. The answer is yes.
I'll take fading the rookie running back who has lost his job multiple times in the year, doesn't catch passes, and isn't on a team that's expected to score a lot of touchdowns.
No. If this was about talent, Nate, if this was about talent, none of us would have played Woody Marks. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Woody Marks is legitimately ass, dude.
He's
the
ass,
worst,
bro.
He is the worst
buns.
interior. He is the worst interior runner in the NFL. I'm taking.
He's
You want to talk about
I didn't
taking
want to
Sammy?
play him.
I'm taking Sammy over Woody Marks. Did you guys see the goal line? So the goal line rush before he got the touchdown on the fake snap. That's got to be. Put that on a low light reel of worst attempts from the 1 yard line in NFL. Looks like fucking yakety sacks, dude. He is like, he has the leverage on the defender and he still ends up losing a yard. I mean,
He
dude,
got folded, bro.
And you know why? Okay, so like people on Twitter are joking like, oh, like Woody Marks, like his weekly trip to the tent. You know why Woody Marks is always going to the tent? Because he's not athletic. So guys who are not athletic are just way more likely to get folded up on, or way more likely to like get banged up on a normal tackle because he just is not good.
And he's not a bell cow. Like this guy, Woody Marks should be a space back, and instead he's
Jawar Jordan had the first 100-yard game for the Texans this year, and Woody Marks has started 8 games at running back for them.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I didn't want to play Marks in cash, honestly. Like I didn't want to do it.
You had to play Marks. You had to play him in cash. But
I know. But and I know you can't predict injury, but like I feel vindicated. Like I played 0% Marks in GPP because I'm just like, this guy is ass. Like
yeah.
So I'm just really mad at Davis. Like I'm really mad that CMC didn't bury him. Like it
me too.
So
no,
he's like a 14-point favorite at home, and the Niners put up like 30-something points.
Being a 14-point favorite with a Q tag with a back injury.
Oh my god, it was the fakest Q tag I've ever seen in my entire life. There was a 0% chance he was going to sit this game.
I agree with you. They said
he was questionable, and literally 4 minutes later, Schefter's on Twitter like, he's good to go. He's just, this and that. Like, you asked this morning, you texted us, like, what are we doing with McCaffrey? And I said, business as usual, operating as though there's no problem. What really happened with McCaffrey is he didn't get in from the one for a second touchdown, and then B, he only got one target, which was really interesting. I didn't really watch the game.
I'm not like, obviously playing CMC is fine. What I decided at the end of the day was that this $3,100 wide receiver slot, this was the who is that guy on the Commanders I played that one? Dwayne Harris, maybe. Nate played Trey Harris, who had to have been like 0.000000007% owned.
This is called a no ball take.
Yeah. It really is.
Sammy played Mitchell Tinsley.
Okay,
these fucking 3K wide receivers.
You should tell people the lineups, by the way.
Okay, yes, I should. So this was the team I played. I played CJ Stroud, Woody Marks, Jacory Croskey-Merritt, Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamar Chase, Harold Fannin, Theo Johnson, and the Saints defense. Nate played Stroud, CMC, Marks, Puka, Chase, Trey Harris, Harold Fannin, AJ Barner, and the Panthers D. This, by the way, classic Nate. Paying up for a $3,100 defense just out of nowhere. Just like, you know what I got to do? I got to get up to a $3,100 defense. Just like classic Nate on the ninth level.
Yeah, if I had gone with Nate's team, I literally would have just like not done that. I don't know.
On Nate's team, you would not have played Barner. You would have
gone up to Theo and played like Packers or something.
Yeah. No, I would have. I mean, yeah, but I would have gone with the Saints. Saved my $600. Went with the real quarterback in Jackson Dart.
Yeah. Then Sammy played Jackson Dart, Woody Marks, JCM, Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, Mitchell Tinsley, Theo Johnson, CMC, and the Raiders defense.
Didn't feel good, by the way. Yeah.
Nobody played Trey Harris. He was like single digit.
I'd like to find. Can I find a Trey Harris ownership anywhere in here?
No, you cannot. Let me just tell you, Nate. I'll look on the app, Davis. The fact that you straight up played Harris over Tinsley, just said, nah, I'm good. I'm playing Trey Harris is an awesome ball.
Nate, I have no issue with doing. I have no issue with that with Trey Harris versus Tinsley. Like that is like a total. That was like half a point in any projection system, and that is like QJ was out, so there are reasons I think Trey Harris was good. what I think is strange from you, considering you are the Whopper King, is that Trey Harris was pretty live to not catch a pass in this game. Like Trey Harris's expected points could have been like 3.7. You were making a huge concession to get McCaffrey in while also not playing the number one value running back.
I mean, I just JCM was not a play I was going to make. I looked at the JCM thing. I looked at McNichols, and I'm just like, this JCM thing. He's just bad. He doesn't catch passes. He's not gonna. And I don't expect him to score a bunch of points. I just didn't see JCM working out in this spot. And I was just like,
against the Giants, you couldn't see JCM getting there against the Giants.
He's the only person on that team that I wanted any exposure to.
Nate, the Giants.
Dude, JCM could have gotten benched. JCM's terrible. They don't like him. They've told us that. I don't want to play.
All right. So the Giants just gave up.
By the way,
so hard by the
we have an ownership percentage for Trey Harris. So
yeah.
After this, we're gonna give an over under.
All right. They gave up 250 rushing yards to the Lions and 2 touchdowns. Against the Packers, they gave up 16 yards for Willis, 14 for Wilson, 40. Like they just get smoked every game. They're just terrible, dude. They gave up what to Swift and Monangai? 13 for 80, 7 for 21, 8 for 63 for Caleb Williams. Like they're awful, dude. You don't care about this at all. You don't care that the Giants are just like a Walking Dead team.
No, JCM is like dust. There's just no way I'm playing a running back who doesn't catch passes, and I don't think the team wants to give him work. Like the JCM thing felt totally like.
Well, they don't want to give him work, but the alternative is a 31-year-old scat back. Like McNichols is capped at like 10 carries, absolute maximum.
No, the alternative is Mariota runs when they need him to, and then they're going to throw to Terry.
Mariota is 37 years old. He's got gray hair.
Yes, and they still run with him a lot when they need to. Like, there's no reason for them to give.
Okay, but you're not calling 15 designed Marcus Mariota rushes. This is a fantasy, dude. This is insane.
Yes. 12 rushing attempts for JCM is not something that moves the needle for me that I want to get in cash games. Like I'm not going to take. I do kind of feel like Barner to Johnson. I should have gotten up to Theo. Like I really should have, but that's the part that I feel bad about. That I think Barner's ceiling is so much lower than Theo's.
I mean, maybe this is like 2016 DFS of me, but I think it's just like you get a favored running back as an injury replacement. Like, I don't care how shitty the guy is.
$400 above minimum. I mean, the minimum for a running back is $4K. Like,
and like I know it's fun to be like, oh, he sucks, they hate him, but like when he's ran the ball, he's been good. Like he's a good runner. He's got like a 55% success rate. I think he's averaged like 4.5 yards per carry. Like, I'm not saying Jacory Croskey-Merritt is Jahmyr Gibbs, but it's not like who's a good fat shitty running back. Like it's David not Montgomery. You know what I was thinking is it's not like Bam Knight or Michael Carter for the Cardinals. Like it's not one of like
catch passes.
Okay, it's not like Bam Knight. Like we haven't been playing Bam Knight. Well, and they've always been dogs.
Why is it not like Bam? Actually, I think Zonovan Knight's probably a good comp.
I was gonna say I'd probably play Bam Knight in this spot if the Cardinals were capable of being favored in a game. I'd probably play Bam Knight if they could be favored in a game.
All right, boys. Hey, moment of truth. Over under 1% ownership for
has to be under.
Nate,
probably under.
Incorrect. It is over 1.4% owned. Trade.
Wow,
that has to be our lowest played in cash games yet this year.
I'm sure I've had a tight end.
I was gonna say I feel like Sammy's turned over like. I was gonna say I think
the Ross Dwelly week was.
I was gonna say like I was thinking like maybe like a wide receiver. Like Sammy played Devontae Adams one week before people realized he was getting all the touchdowns, and he was really really low.
Oh, I played him that week. That was me.
Okay.
No, we did it. We did it. Both of us, Nate, on different weeks.
Yeah.
We've both decided, well, we don't have enough money for Puka. Let's just go for Devontae Adams, and
honestly, this is when I saw the opto, so when I saw the run the Sims opto with McCaffrey excluded, give that lineup, I was like, why don't I just want to play St. Brown? What leading up into this point, I hadn't considered him at all. And then I clicked the ETR opto and he was in there too. And I clicked the RG opto and he was in there too. I was like, why did it take a computer giving me this idea? Why didn't I arrive at $7,900 St. Brown being a good idea on my own?
Well, I mean, so this is the thing. All of us decided that playing the Puka plus Chase lineup was the deal. We were all playing Woody Marks.
I think you had to do that.
Yeah, we're all playing Woody Marks. So then it's like, how do I make the rest work? What Nate and I did was punt wide receiver 3. What you did is decide not to punt wide receiver 3. You played 3.
I basically punted twice because I punted, more or less punted running back 2 and punted flex.
Right. So you punted with a dual tight end and you didn't play McCaffrey, and you said that's great. And the expectation between Amon-Ra and these dickheads at 3K, pretty significant. So I understand the case for that.
Pretty significant. Because not that I actually think Tinsley is fine. I think the Trey Harris, outdoors, Herbert has a broken hand. Chiefs defense. The thing is the Chiefs defense is decent, but also the offense can't push anyone. So I just didn't see this being a 47 pass game. And Trey Harris was very close to being as bad as Tinsley. The refs incorrectly ruled his 40-yard completion a catch when the ball he basically dribbled the ball off.
It fell and hit the ground, and they're like,
it was the most non-catch.
It was like the Parkinson touchdown, the first one, where his knee is clearly down. He's a yard short, and they review it, and they're like, touchdown.
Trey Harris has actual talent. Tinsley is not a guy.
I knew Nate was going to say this.
Tinsley's the guy who legitimately T. Higgins was out and he had 9 targets and converted 2 of them. And it's he just does nothing. He's a zero. Trey Harris legitimately has talent. He's a guy who, now that if he has opportunity, I actually think he's got upside. And
so this is the case. And honestly, Davis, I think it's the correct case. If you're going to pay $3,100 for a guy, you kind of start throwing out the game environment and this shit out the door and be like, one guy has talent, one guy doesn't. And Nate took the guy with talent. So this is why I'm taking the L on that. Nate, actually, good job. Give you the dub.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, I do think fading JCM was bad, but if I see the case for having not played him, it's not like JCM was always gonna, he didn't even get a red zone touchdown. He had to score from 19 yards out. I don't think JCM is you are so fucking dumb. You're the dumbest idiot if you didn't play. I thought it was a good play, but I'm also biased towards JCM. I think he's
you need him to do good.
I need him to do good.
Can't wait to at Chad Schroeder and tell him.
How many times did he do 14 for 76?
42% of the time.
Yeah, so it's I just, where McCaffrey legitimately could get 50% of the time McCaffrey's getting 20 plus.
It was kind of just Nate. It was just kind of the perfect storm of stuff. This backup running back who I like, this old running back who
you're on the I get it.
And
I have not been on the CMC train much this year, but this one felt like the spot.
If CMC had I mean obviously I can't say with 100% certainty. But if CMC had not popped up with the back injury yesterday, I probably don't play this team. I would guess. I don't know. But I think it probably would have been hard for me to be I'm not going to play CMC here,
But getting Amon-Ra, Puka, Amon-Ra, Jamar, that's a great.
And this team, for the top optimal team, this team was in the massive $50 double up. It was duped 59. I mean, it was duped 30 times. Yeah, it was duped 30 times. I mean, that is very small on the trains that we've had this year comparatively. A 30-team train is nothing. We've had trains. So what was that 2 weeks ago? The train was 25% of the entire contest in the massive $50 double up. So I was like, well, if playing because St. Brown was only 15.6% owned. So I was like, well, if that gets me off the that gets me off the big train, then maybe that's a little bit useful too. Theo tackled at the 1, by the way. Could have been an even bigger day
God
for
damn it.
Theo.
God damn it. Like,
and Marks left in the first half. Puka, I mean, feels like Puka every week gets tackled at the 9 and then it turns into a touchdown for someone else. That happened 3 times in this game. And how about Chase pulling out 26 in a game that the Bengals get shut out? I mean, that's something. All right, let's do the tournament teams. I'll go out on my sword here with my guy. So I was checking ceiling projections this morning. I was checking ownership projections this morning. I was running the Sims. And I realized that like it actually was pretty likely that for maybe like the first time in 2 months that Mahomes stuff would sim well. Not because Mahomes in and of himself was that good of a play. The total was only 41.5, but because the field was completely done playing Chiefs players. Mahomes in the SPY was 1.1% owned. Xavier Worthy was 2.2% owned. Rashee Rice was 3.2% owned. So with those guys, I was able to just play Stone Chalk. So I was able to play Gibbs, was able to play Chase, was able to play Fannin. The Raiders defense did not work. Although you can kind of squint and see like, the Eagles, they look so shitty. One bad. Jalen Hurts had 4 picks last week. Nate, and my stuff gave the same stuff that yours did, 123% ROI. When I ran this morning on Run the Sims, it was 165 ROI. So
this
I was
is
like,
a good team. This is this is your best performance in the SPY, at least in all my post-lock stuff. Like, this is a really good team.
Because it was legitimately 1% owned guys who like
Mahomes in at 1%. Like, actually, typically what happens is you play a bunch of guys at 1%, and then the stat comes in at 5, and it's like negative ROI on lineup. You actually thread the needle this week.
Yeah, and like honestly, to me, Bill at 15%, I was like, I thought he'd be way more. CMC kept Gibbs's ownership down. Like Gibbs ended up not even being close to the most popular guy in that game. Even Fannin at 25%, I'm happy to eat that. And really, like Andrews ends up not getting there. Although, dude, can this guy just catch a pass? Like when it is thrown to him, can he had like a 40-yarder.
They had a terrible drop.
Zay had a terrible drop.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And he was like 4% owned. I had so much Lamar Zay that I was tilted.
It is unfathomable that Baltimore re-signed Mark Andrews to like a big contract. It is.
Yeah. Do they not know he's like old? Like I couldn't believe
they don't know it's over.
I was like, wait, what?
It's clearly over.
Did they think it was likely? Like, did they think they were signing the contract with somebody else?
The thing is, dude, is like likely is actually terrible. No one wants to admit it, but he's awful. And Andrews he consistently has these big mistakes in these big spots with the drops, but he still gets open. He's still a really good route runner.
Yeah, and how about Andrews fumbling away the game or donking away the playoff game last year? Like, this guy's dust. He's been clanking touchdowns since back in the day. Your most famous tilt rant, Davis, was Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews owes me money.
That was one of the best Gilcast moments of all time.
Yeah. I mean, it is unfathomable that they re-signed him. I don't get it. I'm surprised you didn't go with. I'm surprised you didn't go with Likely here and a different defense. TBH.
Like the Rashee Rice projection, he's at 1.9 points worse than St. Brown. But look at that. The ownership discrepancy is insane. Yeah. 3% for a guy who projects that good. And then, Worthy obviously is like terrible, whatever. But I mean, he does have 55 yards in 3 straight games. And I was like, well, 55 yards and a touchdown. Now I obviously did not know that this was going to be maybe I should have known it was going to be one of the highest scoring slates of all time because Detroit, LA was there. I didn't have, dude, it's sick. When I woke up this morning, the quarterback who was saved in my cash game show? Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence.
That is very sick. Let me just tell you, I can't say anything real nice about the Chiefs stack besides it's not owned, but I thought Rashee Rice was a really good play. The Chargers play zone at one of the highest rates in the NFL.
Yep.
And Rashee Rice, I mean, this bears out through the data, but also just if you watch it, Rashee Rice can't get away from anybody, dude. But he's like so good at sitting down in zones. And if you like look at his splits, he's super good against zone coverage and just like not good against man coverage. And I thought this was a really, really good spot for him. Yeah. Didn't do great, but he got over his 8.5 targets on underdog props. So good job, Rashee.
Yeah.
All right. Whirling Dervish. What do we got here, man? Tell me what you got for the folks.
Oh, this is the other team. This wasn't even the team that I sent you. This is my spy team. But all my teams sucked ace today, so I mean, just go over it. I went with a dart double. Dart, Theo Johnson, Wan'Dale Robinson, and I once I had this saved, and then once we got access to JCM, I thought he was a real natural bring back. If Washington can get up in the game, JCM scores the touchdowns, then we can have some Jackson Dart trash time fireworks, and we came kind of close, frankly. But I had a little what do you call it, Rams and Lions correlation there. I got Puka in this lineup, and I got Jahmyr Gibbs in this lineup. What else? I mean, Saquon Barkley, I thought was in a good spot.
I thought Barkley was good. I thought Barkley was good too. I really wanted to play Barkley.
I wanted to have a lot of Barkley and Derrick Henry in tournaments. These guys, they don't really catch the ball very much, but they both have like.
I was hoping we'd talk about this. Like, it's honestly kind of sad, but like Henry did have a couple good runs today, but like, man,
it's getting
like,
to the end.
I think he actually had 11 for 100, so like the box score looks pretty good. But man,
he wasn't doing anything, and he broke off a couple of like 25-yard runs.
Like, to get him up to speed now, like everything has to be like you can't be on the 4-yard line and hand him the ball and be like, oh well, he's just gonna bully his way into the end zone. Like it's so rough.
Yeah, it's tough. And Saquon ain't looking all that hot either, TBH. But, I wanted him in this lineup. Then I got the Packers defense, which was a team that I wanted access to, forgetting for a moment that the Packers are fraudulent. Like, they're actually not very good. And so that was a problem with the Packers defense. They're playing Bo Nix, who is one of the most flawed quarterbacks in all the land, and they got ate the fuck up. I mean, just a terrible performance. This team sucks. I don't know why people are happy about the Packers. So when it came down to it, this lineup simmed pretty well. I wanted to get Jackson Dart exposure. Jackson Dart's like a top 5 fantasy QB in points per game this year. I mean, he's like really doing it. I realized that last week they didn't do as many design rushes for him, but I think he's got the arm and he's got the willingness to scramble, and he's a guy that can, spam a bunch of fantasy points, and I wanted to get access to that. So I thought this would be the cheap way to do a stack while getting in some like real high price chalk like Jahmyr Gibbs and Puka Nacua, Saquon Barkley. So
yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, it just, a lot of those guys just took steam ownership wise. Like Dart was the highest owned quarterback in the tournament. Saquon was like the 4th most owned running back. So like, yeah, basically everybody caught steam, and it just, makes it tough, but projected well.
Yeah, it projected well. I had the team that I sent you, Davis, but it was basically a Burrow triple stack. We don't need to talk too much about it because they got shut out.
The Burrow stuff is like, the thing that I had a hard time with is I was like, in any Burrow team, wouldn't I just rather play Lamar? And then if I'm playing Lamar, shouldn't I just play Zay Flowers or Mark Andrews?
You should not play Zay Flowers, man. Zay Flowers bro, he made a really good play today, that long touchdown, but like this man is not an alpha. Like he is not. He's not him.
No.
He doesn't have tournament winning upside, in my opinion. It's a slasher.
All right, Nate, you've got a Stafford, Marks, ETN. I played some ETN. Jamar Chase, Trey Harris, Puka Nacua, Harold Fannin, and Colby Parkinson. It makes me sick. I actually had a fucking Colby Parkinson Stafford Puka team as well. That obviously had some other jabronis on it, but it makes you so sick when you get the you're like, this is normally the hard part. The hard part is getting the $3,200 guy who goes nuts. And God, what's Colby Parkinson, man? You know who killed my Colby Parkinson lineup? Fucking McCaffrey, man.
McCaffrey ended up being like a great play in tournaments because he was so under-owned. He was like the 7th owned running back in most tournaments. It was
tough to get stacks with McCaffrey because he was $9K. He was really expensive.
I know, but he came in below Gibbs, below Neal, Barkley, JCM, Henry, ETN. Yeah, ETN.
I just realized you played a $3,800 Eagles defense in here to make sure that you jammed in Trey Harris.
Nate, stop it! Stop with the defenses, bro.
Dude, D was the separator this week. They were like under-owned him.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Nate didn't play the Seattle defense. Who like?
I know. Nate not showing up in cash with the defense facing fat Phil Rivers is actually a huge upset.
I should have.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you didn't have Trevor Lawrence and ETN with Puka and St. Brown, you didn't win.
See, ETN, when I saw ownership, I almost puked. I felt ETN was terrible when I saw that ownership. 28% owned ETN, I would not have played. I felt terrible. Luckily, he performed well, but the amount of steam he caught, no one. I don't think anybody had him as the second highest owned running back on the slate.
No, and he was a very good play. I wonder. I was listening to one of the ETR pods, and I know Evan Silva was like singing his praises, like great play. And I wonder how much that steamed the industry stuff on ETN. But like if you somehow got ETN and Lawrence in the same lineup, man, riches are falling.
I had a couple of ETN Lawrence teams on Underdog, which was like very rare, and still just didn't have the right combo of guys, which feels like a bit of a waste. But
hate that for you.
Yeah, hate that for me. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back next week. For week 18. Get your deposits ready. Do what you need to do. Be ready for Cash Game Week with Peter Overzet on the channel. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and we'll be back with you guys